Hello everyone, welcome back. This is your members only deep full body stretch. It is a total blizzard outside, so I have a lot of snow to shovel after this. Looking forward to being cozy and relaxed for a little bit longer. We're gonna keep things fairly simple today, at least prop-wise. So I'm just gonna use my bolster, find some space to move though, and let's get started. So we will begin today laying down. So if you want to lay on something, it's almost getting cool enough, snowy enough that I might have to start pulling out my blanket to do my practice. But let's lay down for sure. And you might just bend your knees and plant your feet. You might scooch the feet a little bit closer towards your hips. You might start to rest your arms at your side. You might even just let your knees stay together for a moment. As you just feel your back against your pillow or against the ground. And take a slower and deeper breath in. And let it go. You might be keeping your knees together. And you might be letting them fall out wide, making a diamond shape with your legs. You might add a wiggle of your fingers, maybe your toes. And start to let go of your day. Let go of your to-do list. And just give yourself permission to slow down. Relax. And just focus on your breath a little bit more. As we begin to move, take another slow breath in and out. Then wiggle your fingers and your toes. And maybe you're bringing your knees back together. Maybe all the way together, a gentle squeeze. And then if you're laying on top of something, you can sit up, you can take it out and slide it off to the side. And lay flat on your back and maybe hug your knees to your chest and add a rock or a sway side to side. And then we're going to be coming up all the way onto our knees to tabletop. So you can give your hips a little bit of a sway, shake it out a touch. Now we're gonna be bringing our right foot forwards. We're gonna set up a lunge. If you have a pillow or something soft to play with, just have it close by. My pillow is a little bit large, but I'm gonna use it anyways. We're gonna set up a lunge. You could also roll your mat over for a little bit of extra cushion for your back knee if you don't have anything else. But we're gonna keep our hands on the ground, our chest close to our knee. Now you can be still here. You can add a gentle sway also side to side if that feels good on your hips. Just optional. And then maybe we'll be sliding something underneath the back knee, something that is bigger if you want to, if you have something. Now it might be under the knee depending on if it's nice and soft. If it's not nice and soft, it's more of a block. You might want it not under your knee for sure, maybe more the quads. Probably soft spot on the quad. You might not want to use anything at all, but a little bit of height through that knee and then sinking into the hips even more. Let your chest be heavy, your hands too on the ground. You might be looking down, you might be closing your eyes, but just giving your left hip a chance to lengthen. So stay for another breath. And then we are going to be making our way out of the lunge. Now, if you want to remove your pillow or whatever you did use, bring the knee back down to the ground and then also bring your right knee back in so that you're in tabletop again and you can give your hips a little bit of a sway side to side. Give your hips a chance to reset. That was a nice long hold. So just notice how you're feeling, especially through the hips. And then because we are here for a bit of time, should you not quite be ready to switch sides, that is fine. But also feel free to join me. And no need to start with anything under that back knee. Just set up a lunge, maybe just a roll of your mat over for a little extra softness. And find your right hip. Let your chest stay close to your knee, your hands on the ground. Almost like you want to let your chest be heavier. Rest on your knee. Maybe to take some weight out of the hand. should you decide to slide something underneath the back leg, again, if it's soft, it could go under the knee. If it's not so soft, find a soft area of your leg for that thing to go. But rest on the top of your back foot so that you can relax through that leg more. Maybe closing your eyes. You and your breath. So maybe we'll stay just a moment longer. As you do come out of this though, you can take the cushion out first, maybe. And then find your way back into tabletop and maybe giving your hips a little sway. Maybe it feels better to be still. Just notice what you feel. Now we're going to be coming onto our tummies next, so you can lay down. Just make sure you have a little bit of space on either side of you. So just lay down first and maybe stack your palms. You can give your hips a little sway side to side if you'd like. We are going to begin with the left foot. It's going to lift up. You're going to bring the heel towards your glute, maybe with no hands, maybe with your left hand. Left hand, left foot, feeling the quad. Now notice how your left hand is holding on to your foot. If it's on the outer edge of the foot, see if you can hold on the inside edge of the foot. So maybe your thumb could point up towards the ceiling or whatever is above you. Now you might feel your arm and your shoulder here a bit more. You don't have to hold your foot. You can send your leg back out long and send your left arm out to the side because we're going to tip over to the side. So it's just an option to have your left leg bent. If you don't want to do the left leg, just bring your left arm out to the side and we'll roll onto our left side. But if you do want to hold the foot while we roll, see if you can hold on to the inside edge of the foot. That just opens up our shoulder a little bit more. And then you can slowly roll over, as far over as you want to go, as your body allows you to go. And also move your right leg too, behind you, behind you, behind you. So maybe you can feel a twist through your back. Now, if you're holding your left foot, and maybe you feel like your right leg wants to bend too, and maybe your right hand wants to try to find it, you can hold that foot on the outer edge, on the inner edge, and you don't have to hold it at all.
if you did bend your right leg and catch your foot, let it go. Let it go and slowly bring it back in front of you so that maybe it tips you back over and onto your belly. You can keep a hold of your foot if you do have it until you're on your tummy, and then you could let it go. And stack your palms again and just check in with your arms, your shoulders, your spine, your legs. And then we're just going to start with the right leg, lifting the foot up with or without any hands. So a little squeeze. Maybe the right hand is reaching back for the right foot. You can start by holding onto the outer edge of the foot. See how that feels. Then you might try the inside edge of the foot. So maybe the thumb is pointing up. Then you might be staying here, holding the foot, or you might let it go, send your right arm out to the side and have both legs straight and roll onto your right side a little bit. Or maybe you're going to continue to hold the foot and start to tip over. And then also letting the left leg start to move kind of behind you. A little more, a little bit more. And maybe that leg will bend. And your left hand might be in a place where it can reach back for the foot. And catch the foot and comfortably hold it. But you're still able to relax here. Now, if you do have your left leg, you can let it go and send it out. And then start to move your leg kind of back in front of you. And maybe it will tip you over onto your belly. And if you still have your right foot, you can let it go too. And you can stack your palms and rest your forehead and maybe take a little bit of a sway of your hips. And just notice, how do you feel right now? When you do feel ready to come up to seated, bring your hands by your shoulders, push yourself up, and we'll bring our legs out and in front of us. So you can send your legs out long. You can use your pillow, your props in any way, whatever you've got to play with today, or nothing at all. You can start with your knees nice and bent though, and take an inhale to lengthen your spine. Maybe pointing your toes up, maybe using a strap. You can start to fold forwards if you'd like. Trying to lift your chest off of your low back though as you slowly lean forwards. And maybe you start with a nice bend of the knees, and maybe the legs get just a little bit longer and a little bit longer as we spend a few moments here. Another great opportunity to just close your eyes and let your body just soften into your forward fold. Let your hamstrings lengthen. And stay for just another breath or two. And you can use an inhale to lift, bend the legs, hug the knees. Maybe give the knees a squeeze and take a rock side to side. And we're going to be laying down on our backs. So you can find your way down. We're going to start with our knees bent and our feet planted. And I want you to scooch the feet a little bit closer towards your hips. Maybe even lift your heels and get your feet as close to your hips as they can. So our knees are nice and bent. Then reach your arms out a bit, just way down the shoulders, and let your knees tip to the left. And see if you can actually keep the heels kind of close to the glutes, but then also see if your knees can get a little closer to the chest or a little closer to the top half of your mat. And if your feet end up leaving the glutes, that's okay. We're just trying to snug the knees a little bit closer or a little bit higher towards the top of the mat, towards the chest. Might feel a little bit different, but we're twisting. So if you need to adjust from here, you can adjust from here. Your left hand might even just rest on top of the legs. Kind of hold them. Feel the twist through your back, through your spine. And take another breath. And using an inhale to lift your legs all the way back up. So you're flat again. And you might lift the heels and scooch the feet back closer to the hips again. But you might just take a moment, sway a little bit side to side, massage the low back. And then your knees can tip over, all the way over to the right. And then maybe give the heels a little bit of a squeeze towards your hips. And then maybe move the knees up a little bit higher too. And if the feet move away from the hips, let them. But reach the arms out. Maybe hold on to your legs with your right hand. And feel the twist through your back. Stay for another breath. And then slowly, slowly lifting your legs back up. Lay on your back. Maybe hug your knees to your chest. Take a rock or a sway side to side. And again, just notice how you feel in this moment. Eventually, you can start to send your legs out long and your feet nice and wide. Same with your arms, perhaps. And settle into Shavasana. Just you and your breath. You can slowly start to wiggle your finger, your toe, maybe taking a nice deep breath in, and you could reach your arms above your head for a nice stretch. And then bending your knees so you can roll over to one side. Finding your way to a comfy seat when you're ready. And bring your hands together. Awesome practice, you guys. Thank you for joining me today. Enjoy your day. And until next time, namaste.